We're back.
It's us.
Back again.
Woo! I'm Jamie.
I'm Christine.
We are here with Gleam, Part 1, the Played a Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy, and we're doing chapters 1 to 26.
You got it. And you know, I'm glad that you got it because as I was editing the first episode, we over and over again, and I cut this out so anyone listening wouldn't have heard it, but we said, see, now I'm getting mixed up. We kept saying glint.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I feel like Gleam is a little bit different, so we're going to get it right this time.
Yeah.
But it is just similar wording.
It is.
It's not our fault. It's Raven Kennedy's fault.
But it's okay. Yeah. She can really do anything and I'll be okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that they're all similar, right?
Yeah, and I like how it looks pretty. Number one, and I feel
like
they're just
similar words together.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it kind of also goes with the books.
Like, I can't judge because I named my children similarly.
Yes, you did.
They have the same like first two letters of their names, so probably exactly the same as Raven Kennedy's thought process. It's just like fun when it's you know.
Yeah.
So I like it. I'm living proof. I'm living proof.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess our parents kind of did the same thing, except for they skipped me.
Yeah.
So you and our brother Jared, and you
Similar.
have similar first two letters, and you have the same initial of your middle name. So you all have
JD.
Yeah.
Yeah. And me and him look a lot alike.
Yeah, I was left out of that. None of my letters match yours.
No. You came
my
out
hair
blonde
coloring
and blue-eyed.
Yeah. Maybe Mom just knew.
Yeah.
She knew
She's
I
gonna be
was
the different one.
She's gonna be the difficult one who's gonna try. Yeah. She's trying to stand out already.
Yeah. Smart lady.
Well, let's talk about getting out of a slump. Because last time I ranted and raved about my DNF difficulties and finding something that I like and am connecting to and feel happy reading, because that's the point of reading. So I thought... To enjoy yourself. So I thought of, like, what do you do to get out of that? Because I think I did do that. Like, I got out of that little slump.
Yeah. You switched it up, I think, didn't you? Like,
I did.
Tried a different genre.
You guessed it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good call.
Yeah, because I did, to give you an update, because I was reading the Cruel Prince.
Yes.
Right, that's what it's called. Yeah. Okay, so update people who are the Cruel Prince fans by Holly Black. I did end up liking it.
Oh, that's good, because I have it on my list, so.
It's not my favorite, and I'm not hurrying to get the second one. But I did like it, and eventually I will get to the second one. So it was an okay ending to all of that, because I was getting mad. But what I did was change genres, like you said. So other than fantasy, because I go like romantasy, and I do some fantasy, but I also like murder.
Same. Big fan of murder.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thrillers.
Yeah. Thriller, murder, those types of things. So that's what I did. I switched it up. I went to a murder book. What is it? The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle.
Yes.
By Stuart something. And I'm really enjoying it.
That's good.
I needed it. It's so different than what I was doing that I needed to step away. And now that I think of it too, when I first got into fantasy again, when I was doing the SGM, and I did Blood and Ash, and and I did Serpent in the Wings of the Night. I did like a whole bunch of fantasy in a row, and I got a little bit burnt out, and then I did like 8 murder books, like really quickly. I'm just like, I need to binge murder, and then I
did some real life murder,
and then I got back to the fantasy, and I think I probably started like Divine Rivals or something.
Taken a romantasy break.
No,
I have not.
No slumps.
No, not really. Like, there's been some where I'm like, oh, I'm not as into it, but yeah, I just haven't stopped. And there's other books I do have that I want to read that aren't in that genre. Mm-hmm. But every time I finish it, I'm like, oh, but I really want to read this one.
Magic.
Yeah, I just love magic.
But you've had ones that were just like a bunch in a row that were just neutral, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what's been happening the last while. I think at the beginning of this year, which I did start off the year reading the Plated Brister series, like
Yeah.
finishing it up. And then I just kept hitting all these, like the Carissa Broadbent books I loved. I had those after that I was really into. Yeah, I just kept hitting like lots of good ones. And then my last couple have just kind of been like, okay. Then I'm also reading this again, so I'm happy.
Right, so it doesn't feel as much as a slump when you...
I think with reading, yeah, these, like the other books, I'm like, oh, it's fine. Much of a slump, but there are other books I want to read.
Well, you gotta get mad. You
Yeah.
gotta get angry.
I really need to try some of these other books.
That's what makes you pivot.
I'll get there. It'll happen.
Okay, let us know. Well, do you want to talk about this drink?
Yes, I had a very hard time deciding what to do.
Because this one wasn't obvious, right? Like, we usually go with the story.
Yeah.
This one didn't feel obvious.
No, because just really any type of alcohol mentioned is always wine. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to stop. I'm like,
yeah. You can only do so much wine drinks.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't keep doing that because there is like a part that happens in this, like where they're at like dinner and he won't let her have wine. And I was like, well, that'd be good to have wine drink, and like Auren loves wine, but I'm like, I can't keep doing that. So you had said maybe like do it for a character. So I have made a White Russian for
the white lady.
Queen Malina. So I'm kind of excited. I don't even actually know if I've ever had a White Russian also.
I haven't.
Yeah, so I'm curious, and it's different.
Okay, let's try it first, and then I actually don't even know what's in a White Russian, so let's try it and it'll be an extra surprise.
Okay, it's not that complicated either.
Cheers.
Cheers. The smell of it reminds me of the holidays.
It's nice.
It's like an alcoholic chocolate milk a little bit.
It does taste like that.
I almost want to put some chocolate syrup in it.
Oh, that, yeah.
Shave some chocolate on top
or
of it.
Or whipped cream.
With shaved chocolate on top.
Yeah.
That would be good. Definitely can only have one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good.
What's in it?
Vodka, Kahlua, and cream. Heavy cream.
Oh.
I actually got the whipped cream.
Oh, so extra, is that extra heavy?
Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage is.
Yeah, it's extra, but it said heavy.
It doesn't taste like thick or anything though.
No. And lots of ice, it says to do.
I think you're right though. It does taste like alcoholic chocolate milk, mild on the chocolate though.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too.
Guys, I like dairy. So
Right.
I'm down with this. Like, my stomach may not agree by the end of this, but I still like it.
Same. I can't drink dairy anymore, but I'll drink this. I mean, it's only one shot of the dairy portion, so it's actually not like
That's
that
not
much.
bad.
No.
Well, doesn't Kahlua have dairy in it, though?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it's one shot of the cream, one shot of Kahlua, 2 shots of vodka.
Okay, so that's not much.
No.
We'll be okay. Yeah, I like it.
And lots of ice.
I don't know if Malina would drink it, though. Or maybe she's one of those people. I feel like if she is, she's one of those people with, like, an iron stomach.
Yes, she 100% would have an iron stomach, I feel
Yeah.
like.
And I kind of feel bad that we haven't been talking a lot about Queen Malina.
Yeah.
And now we're doing a drink dedicated to her. But rest assured, I have thoughts about her story.
She is a very strong character in these books.
Yeah.
It's just hard to fit everything.
I almost feel like I'm almost like waiting to talk about her when I get to the parts that I really like in her story. And then we can if we need to, we can reference like what's happened before a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
But we will get to her.
Mm-hmm.
We even changed our casting call today because we weren't going to include her, but now we're like, we need to cast her today if we're doing the drink dedication.
Especially when she was early on the only one who also had chapters beside Auren.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, exactly. That speaks to how important Raven Kennedy thinks that character is. But I think when you first start reading these books, you're like, why are we getting Malina's story? But I think it will make sense.
Yeah.
Why we're getting her perspective still and following her. And I like that we're following her. And I think we spoke to that in the other episode, right? That it isn't just about Auren, that I like how we're getting the other stuff too.
And if you haven't read these or are currently just reading them, I wanted to like skip over the Malina parts, but so happy I didn't.
Exactly.
Like pay attention to those parts. What are you gonna rate it?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it. Oh, this is so hard. A 7. I like it, but it's not my favorite. But I would if someone Here's the thing. Would I make it again? Maybe not. But if someone offered it to me, I would say hell yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Same. I
Okay.
agree with that. I feel like kids would love this.
They would, but don't give it to them.
No.
Please don't.
I feel like I'm also gonna give it a 7. Like, I get why people make these, or I get why they're like a thing at like Christmas
For sure.
or at family gatherings. I think that's what like the smell reminds me of.
It
like
reminds me.
family
It reminds me
gatherings.
of Old Man White Russians.
Right? Yeah.
But I haven't really seen an old man drink a White Russian. So
No, and then when I was looking it up, I read up like on the history, and I completely forget what it was now.
That's good.
Right? But it was. I think it was interesting.
Is it from Russia? Did the white people in Russia drink it that way?
Okay, this isn't the right one I had pulled up, but it is a fun fact. You may know it from the 1990s movie, The Big Lebowski. But this drink has been around since the 1950s. Oh, it's a variation on the Black Russian, a mix of coffee, liqueur, and vodka. The Black Russian cocktail stems back to 1949 when it was created for the American ambassador to Luxembourg in a hotel bar in Brussels. So the drink is not Russian in origin. Was simply named for the vodka.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Would you like me to continue with the history?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I get it.
It exploded in popularity from The Big Lebowski, though.
Okay.
Fun
Even
facts.
a black Russian sounds very much like a espresso martini. Very similar. Okay. That's what I'm learning in our cocktail journey is there's lots of cocktails that are named different, but you're like, okay, that's almost exactly like this other one, but there's just like a slight variation. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it needed a whole new name.
Hey, a different glass.
You put it in a different glass, exactly, in a
Right?
different liqueur, and there you go.
Yeah. And now I have a whole other bottle of Kahlua again.
So you're gonna have to. How long does it last?
Once it's opened, I think it's at 2 months. I'm gonna have to
Oh
double
no,
check.
it's not gonna make it till Christmas. Well, it's gonna be fall and it's gonna get colder and you're gonna have some Kahluas.
Yeah, I'm gonna some espresso martinis maybe.
Just start drinking regularly and put it in your coffee.
I can't waste the alcohol.
Yeah. I'm being frugal.
Yeah, every morning in my coffee.
Okay. Did you want to get into the first half of this book?
No, I think we should keep talking about this drink. King Midas made me the woman I am today, notorious, unattainable, his.
The thing about being confined is that you believe it's to keep the bad out until you realize it's about keeping you in.
I'm now in a strange kingdom surrounded by liars, with no allies of my own, but I won't sit idly by and let myself wither. No, there's something that's bloomed from the pit of my repression, something dark, something angry.
But the last thing I expected was for my anger to call out to him, King Ravenger.
He's sinister and powerful and entirely too seductive. I've learned my lesson with trusting manipulative kings, so why does my chest constrict every time he's near? I need to tread carefully, or I'm at risk of losing much more than just my freedom.
Regret and revenge war inside of me, and I need to figure out a plan fast before I get tangled up in the schemes of kings and queens.
Because I won't be caught in a cage again. No. This time, it'll be me setting the trap. I just hope my heart comes out of this unscathed.
Ooh.
Okay, really good descriptions for these books. Where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
And you're like, wait, I read it already.
Oh.
What?
You put which I forgot to do.
You're welcome.
Inscription at the beginning.
You're welcome.
Thank you for doing that. So it says, to those who were kept in the dark, may you smile at the sun.
Oh.
Can I just get all of these tattooed on my body?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You know, it'd be cool if you put them all in like a frame, like just one after another.
Oh, that would be.
There is a sun theme in this book, though.
There is, and I like it.
There's a reference that Auren makes to sun and soil about her and Slade. About how she's the sun and he's the soil.
Yes. Okay, that's so true.
And I wish I'd gotten the quote, but just the point of that I thought was really neat about how they fit together.
I agree. And she's also been like posting stuff, like quotes, and then kind of saying how
Raven Kennedy?
Yeah, they're a lead up to like the next book or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, but she's very smart in her writing.
Quotes and about the sun, right? And how Auren's power comes out during the day when she's connected to the sun, and how it was maybe like dampened by being in High Bell in the Seventh Kingdom, and
Yes.
because there is no sun, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But the opening of this book, so we get insight into that time of Auren's life when she is in Durfort Harbor, and she's still under the Zakir.
Yes.
Right? But now she's not a child who's begging. Now she is come of age in her world, which I believe is 16.
It's 15.
15?
Which is gross.
So now she's going to have to sell her body to
Yeah.
strangers. So she's in a different phase of that. And that's the opening, which is I was going to say a horrible opening, but I mean just as like someone witnessing is like
it's just, you just feel
really
awful for that you had to experience that. And like how he mentions, I've been waiting for you to come of age because I'll get more money for you type of thing because of how she looks.
Yeah.
Like, people have been waiting for you. I'm like, ew.
And we learn about her dilemma because he sort of threatens like, hey, there's a worse guy over at, forget what it's called, East.
He's called Barton East.
Barton East.
Wants her.
So that guy's known to be more ruthless. So you could go over there. And she's like, okay, I'm
picking the lesser of two evils, pretty much.
Which, when we even think of her story with Midas, that's kind of like the theme too, where it's like, okay, I'm in this cage and blah, 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 but this is better. This feels safer than what is out there.
Yeah.
Right? She is continuously
just picking, the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. I wanted to say too, because later in the book, we do get another flashback of her back in that place when she ends up going back to meet with customers, right? And there's the lady Natia.
Yes, I do have a quote before that. It's a really depressing quote.
Oh, okay, yeah,
but
okay.
I was just like,
let's hear it.
It just like hit hard, and I was just like, it made me so sad. So it was when she first kind of had to start selling her body, and it just says, just lie there, and chip away little by little. Just lie there and feel yourself die from the inside out.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. But just, I think really, and it's also a good lead-in to what you were about to say.
Yeah.
The mind frame that you're obviously in to have that thought, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
And not seeing any way out, and just that type of thing. And then now continue to what you were to your less depressing quote.
Well, I have a less depressing quote, but when she meets Natia, who is basically cleaning the houses where the girls are being sold for sex, like she's a person that's there. Like, Auren isn't taking the money that people are leaving her.
Because she gets like a tip pretty much each time.
I imagine that is because if I accept the money, that means that I'm participating rather than
which I think she does say something like that, so she's always just left it there.
But Nadia is basically like, fuck this, take your fucking money.
Yeah.
You get that girl, you take your money, and you save it up, and you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you get on that boat. I keep seeing you look out there.
Yeah, and those are direct quotes from the book. You get your fucking money, you get on the fucking boat, right? And shove down weakness, strength will rise. That's what she said.
That's exactly how she said it.
No, she said shove down weakness and strength will rise. And we don't get Natia's story, but I think just from the way she is with her, Natia knows. Yeah. Natia knows. She's been around the block. She knows what's up. And she's like, do not let them tell you what to do. Even though they are taking advantage of you, controlling you, you find control within situations you can't control, and this is what you can do.
Yeah.
So go get it. Stop crying.
And that clearly stuck with her.
And I don't love that approach where it's like, stop crying. But in this situation, I was like, no, I'm going to let it go, Natia.
Right? I know when I read the quote, I was like, not the best, but it also, in your situation, it's
what she needed. It's what she needed.
And I like that she also had kept her money. Like Auren's money that she had left.
Yeah.
And she gives her a pouch of it because she had been taking it and saving it for her.
That was so nice.
Right? Shout out.
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to her. Mm-hmm. What?
She has a moment with the guard on top of the thingy.
I couldn't remember what it was called.
Parapet? Parapet?
Oh, is
I
it?
think so. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about her gold touch because we know that it happens when she can't use it when the sun goes down.
Yes.
So that's like something new that we learn about
Yeah.
her gold touch. But then her gold touch starts to be more active. So that's why I wrote down the guard on top of the thingy, because when she goes on top of the thingy, she can control her power and she almost kills him, right?
Like, are you talking about when she, like, goes out during the day with the guards?
Yeah, and she, like, it overtakes her, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't realize she was gonna kill him."
Yes, so I think I do have. It's when, like, in that scene, she first kind of discovers this, like, beast inside of her.
Yep.
Which is, yes, her powers. Like, she can really, like, start to feel it. She's, like, not mad about it, even though she's scared of it at the same time. But yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. I just feel like it's more like she's discovering this beast, because then you also see, like, in the library with Slade, it, like, responds to him when his magic comes out. Like, I just think how it's described, this, like, thing inside of her beast. I guess I didn't really think of it just as, like, her magic.
Oh, okay. I think the second part of this book, I had thought about it in that way. I didn't catch on to the first part of the book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, I think it's more of this, like, other entity inside of her more.
Almost like her ribbons, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't, and especially she doesn't have complete control over it. Like, she doesn't have complete control over the ribbons.
I think I was just thinking in this section about how she's noticing how it's
there's
more there, that maybe she's there's capable of more than she realized, and that she doesn't feel in control of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's part of her journey. That's what we're gonna see. What's gonna happen with this beast inside her? These powers. Do you want to talk about Slade? Because we ended off the last book with finding out that he's King Ravager.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, so she's kind of pissed off about that, number one.
Yeah.
Understandably, because she feels lied to. I do like, so he approaches her when she's up on the thingy.
On the thingy, yes.
When she's pretty much about to kill the guard, and he stops her. And I think she does say at one point, the person that I was most scared of, like, killing someone stopped me from killing someone.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, like, a funny interaction. Because she had tried on the dresses, and they all have corsets, and she's been, like, ripping the boning out. She's like, this is ridiculous. Which, yes, agreed. So I guess it looks all, like, bent and stuff. And he's like, corset trouble? She's like, yeah, the trouble is corsets are stupid. Just really enjoyed it.
She's funny.
Right? But yeah, she's mad at him, but not really mad at him.
Or she doesn't...
Like, she can't stay mad at him.
Yeah, me neither.
I know, I can't. I agree, Auren. It's really hard.
But she's trying to come to terms with it, because I think when you have a history of not being able to trust people, and she's realizing she's not really able to trust Midas, now she's sort of painting everything with the same brush.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, Ravager is the same. And so part of her is saying, well, maybe he's not the same. But, like, her survival sort of protection instinct is like, well, no.
You trusted another king before, and look what happened.
He lied to you. So kind of trying to put them in the same box, but then not. So can we we don't get much about his powers in the second one, right? Like, we get a little bit at the end, I think, when she sees King Ravager walking and rotting the ground.
Yeah, that's pretty much our, like, intro to him.
Yeah, but then when we see at the beginning of this book, we see that he's rotted the guards, and so they're like sacks of husks, I think she describes them as.
She's like, oh, like, what did you do? And then he brings them back to life.
Which is a pretty cool, disgusting and cool power.
Right?
I remember reading the book for the first time and be like, oh, okay, that's what you picked. But the more that the books went on, the more that I liked it, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm into it.
But it's, like, confusing at first, like, why rot? Why? Yeah.
Just stay tuned. But I do like, so he can only bring them back after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't bring someone back from the dead.
No.
Yeah. Can we talk about the scene where he stands up to Midas?
Yeah, I don't even want to call it, like, standing up to Midas. Him having a conversation with Midas, because I don't feel like he needs to stand up to him.
True. Do you want to be Midas, or do you want to be King Ravager?
I'll be whoever you want me to be.
Okay, I'll be Midas.
Okay.
What is the meaning of this? What the hell do you think you're doing in my personal rooms?
Oh, are these not my guest chambers? My mistake.
You damn well know it's not. And what the divine hell did you do to my guards?
Oh, them? I rotted them a little. Love you so much. Every conversation him and Midas have, I just think of Midas as this like tiny little man. And him being like, and then so he's just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could like flick him with a finger.
Yeah, get out of here. Or he wants to. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Midas and this really weird scene where Midas tries to be comforting to her.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't hit the same.
No, like he really became creepy really fast.
It doesn't go well, my guy, and
No.
you're not reading the room. As much as you're good with manipulating people, you're not reading this one.
I feel like he can read her because he does know her so well. So, like, can see her, like, pulling back, but still is almost just...
But his narcissism is like, I'll get her back.
Yeah,
I'll
like,
fix this. I'm still in control.
Yeah,
sorry.
what is it called?
I'm still in control.
When you, like, not train someone. Groom.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've groomed her for so long, I know how to handle this to get her back. Like, at this point, he just thinks, I can get her back to how she was. She just needs to, I'll just do all these things that I know she wants from me. And I don't think he's really that worried at this point.
That's true.
But it's just, I hate it. I'm just like, oh, don't touch her. Ooh.
He says, relax, Auren, rest now. I'll stay until you fall asleep. And she says, a snort nearly escapes me. That's about as comforting as being told there's a monster under your bed, only this one is lying down on it with me. And then I think it's like a few paragraphs later, but either way, I gave myself this moment, just this one, for the innocent girl who lost the love she thought she had. I let her have this, because this is her quiet goodbye. So this was such a like intense moment of, even though you hate Midas, it's like an intense moment of grief, because this was her everything since she was 15 years old. The last 10 years, this was the person that she thought grounded her and who loved her, and she's realizing that's not true, and so I'm gonna let that little girl have that goodbye, even though I hate this man, and so I'm just gonna let that part of me do this right now because it needs it to let it go and to be able to do the things that I need to do to move forward.
Yeah. And she does also wonder at one point, she's like, why couldn't he love me?
Yeah.
Because she now knows it's just for what she can do for him. But it's just kind of, like, sad that, like, why aren't I good enough? Why couldn't he have just loved me?
I really like how we got a little bit of Midas's backstory, though, because even though he's evil, you really understand why. We do get some understanding of that, right?
Yeah.
So he was left on his father's doorstep by his mother. His dad is an alcoholic and abusive. He says, all my problems are caused by divine damned women. This is exactly why you can't trust females. My mother taught me that. So he has memories of being bullied and rejected from the other children, from the parish, from shopkeepers, being called a bastard. So, like, his behavior kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Right?
So much sense. You've never been loved. You've always been rejected. You've always been other. And so
I think also your father made you hate your mother more just by that. And we do also learn that he killed his father. That's
not surprising. But,
no.
But you become incapable of loving other people. You've never been loved.
Yeah. Everything just really adds up from his...
And we see the extreme of it, like when he locks up the groundskeeper, right?
Yeah, it's just because he looks like his father. He's like, I don't like that. You look like my dad.
You make me feel sad.
Yeah, you need to go to jail so I can't look at you.
Anyway, he's fucked up.
Yeah, real. But it was also nice to know a little bit why.
It is. It obviously doesn't justify anything, but you're like, yeah. One of the things that I think I saw Auren doing with him, like I called it like a quiet rebellion.
Yeah, I liked that you called it that, because it really was.
Yeah, so I don't want to rock the boat too much because I don't. Obviously, Midas is capable of crazy things, but also I want to feel in control. And
Mm-hmm.
she sort of blatantly states that, like, I want to feel some control. So things like walking around with the guards, I want to find those little ways. And I think people in abusive relationships, that's one of the things that can like make you view those relationships from a different perspective, is reminding yourself that, okay, even though it took you a long time to leave or it took you longer than you'd hope, I imagine that there's little spots of rebellion within that
Yeah.
that shows that you weren't just like, you're not a participant.
No.
You were fighting back. And even though it may seem small to other people, that there are those small moments that you need to give yourself credit for. And I think
like those
Auren
are
is an
like bright
example.
spots for you doing just those little things
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, I'm getting a piece of myself back just by doing this. Quote, one thing that I did like that she said, he may wear the crown, but I was the one who made it gold.
Yes.
Just a really
Take
good quote.
credit. Take credit.
Yeah, like he wouldn't be anything without you.
Yeah, which I think she didn't realize before.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, we wanted like his anger about Rip is just really hilarious.
He's jealous.
So jealous. There's like just a couple parts. So like from the first, I think, interaction at the beginning, he's just like, I don't like him around you. And she says something about how all you want is for people to like stare at me. And I've always been like that, but all of a sudden it's him and you don't like it. And he says, do you want him, Auren? Do you want that grotesque, ugly, spiked up, magic tainted monstrosity to bend you over and fuck you like a whore? I didn't realize that's where that whole quote went. But
you're like, yeah, I do. I do.
Really, really do.
Yeah.
But just how he like sees him so like so disgusted by him.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're reading it and you're like, okay.
Yeah. I'll go do that and I'll be back. I don't know what you, like, it's just, but he's so just funny. Like so disgusted by him. It's so funny. And I'm like, are you not seeing what I'm seeing?
I also like, within this book, Rip, at some point, and I don't know which portion it is, or Slade, whatever we're calling him, but he talks about him like changing his clothes or like changing his shoes and just like kind of like not making fun of him, but how he does
Midas
like
and his shoes.
Midas and like his outfit changes and how he's so meticulous about it, and he's just like a very, I don't know what the term is for it, but just he has these like really over the top outfits and different changes of shoes and never like rewears things and it's too much.
Yes,
it's too much, guy.
Yeah. Auren does not want that.
We'll take the spikes. Yeah. We'll take the spikes.
Spikes and the cool late line. I don't even know what else you said, but
okay. Can we do this the pillow scene?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
it's just one line.
Yeah, it's not. Just say the first line. I'll say.
Fluff this one for me, will you?
The gold satin slams into Midas's face, feathers bending around his head with a satisfying thump. Juvenile? Sure. But it does wonders to my morale.
Yeah.
Yes,
you do that
too.
when you can. Yeah, I also enjoyed that.
I really like that.
Yeah. I do like how she's like, really getting these like little jabs in, but then you also see him turn around because he's getting frustrated. And like at the dinner when he starts like pinching her under the table when she's kind of going against him because she's like, we're sitting in front of anyone and you need me to gold touch this right now and the sun's setting. And she is like really, really pushing back. And he's obviously really frustrated with her. Like he starts pinching her. I'm like, how old are you? You're pinching her.
Well, I mean, because that's the type of abuse he can get away with in public. And then obviously there's that scene where he
does hit her after, yeah.
But I mean, if we just think about the real world, like that is a natural progression of like abuse, right?
100%.
Where it hasn't been physical before.
Yeah.
And then he's
he's
starting
losing control.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then he's starting to do that. And I love even like he admits from his part that he's going to avoid her because he doesn't want to see the bruise on her cheek. That he doesn't want to have to like, she says something about the guilt of the guilty, or she does her Slade, I'm not sure.
I don't know if I believe that. It's hard to believe that he cares,
I think it's just he doesn't want to see
Or maybe he doesn't want to see his loss of control, not that he's hurt her.
I think
Yeah.
maybe there's like a 1% in him that maybe cares a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think, mostly he just want to see that, he lost control, he fucked up.
Yeah.
So he avoids her so he doesn't see the bruise on her face. But yeah, you do just kind of see, especially at that dinner, him losing the control and then making fake Rip carry her to like do the heart. It's a really disgusting scene. I hate it. But like, great scene.
Yeah.
Because you're really like seeing more him unravel and just being, I don't even know, that like a just obnoxious king guy.
I mean, I guess he's always that way.
Yeah, but I think now that like Slade's there, you're like,
which she later gets mad at, like
that he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just if we're talking about this scene too, Manu.
Yeah.
Manu. He's funny.
I know.
He's a funny guy.
I was like, can we just hang out with him? He seems kind of cool.
Yeah. There wasn't any quotable quotes, I think, in that scene for me, but it was still, you walked away from it being like, oh, he's not, he doesn't feel like he's dismissing Auren or like feels like she's less than, just like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll converse. Like, I want to hang out, see what you're like, what you're like, and you're not just Midas's plaything that's here.
Yeah. Or maybe he likes playthings and doesn't think playthings as less than the other things.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked him.
So I want to talk about Auren's encounter on the stairs with our man Slade.
Yeah.
In Rip form. Because this scene gave me the tingles a little bit.
It did. And just to start it off, because I know you don't have it here, but I just enjoyed it. So Auren is all tired out from gold touching and is exhausted and can barely walk. But Midas won't let anyone touch her to help her, so the guards are just like, come on, Auren, pull up your feet. And he obviously sees this and comes over, and he goes to the guard. You see a commander from another kingdom's army coming towards your king's favored, and your instinct is to back the fuck up. Ugh. Take me now.
Yes.
Literally, that's all I have for Auren and Slade, because I was just like, yes, and I saw you had that, but
he's unafraid.
Yeah.
And then she kind of says, like, what if I guilted you? Like, you just, you don't even think, which is kind of true. It's like, Rip, like,
chill a little bit. Be careful.
You know that she, all right. It's still hot. I mean.
And she can't at this point either. Like, it's.
Yeah. And so he tries to get something from her, right? Because obviously she's regretful, and he gets those vibes, but he's trying to get her to verbalize it, trying to get her to sort of admit things, or like, like, give me something, like, what's going on.
Yeah.
And she's not able to give that to him, which obviously ends in him being upset. But they do have this interaction at first. Do you want to do the back and forth for that?
It was selfish of me, but for your own good, you need to stop.
My own good?
Yes.
My own good was stuck on a pirate ship with an aura like a beacon that flared across the barrens. My own good was cowering before men who were nothing, fucking nothing in comparison to her. My own good hated me, fought me, argued me, but I didn't care because I watched her slowly come out of her shell, peeling back one layer at a time, and it was stunning. I got one touch, one taste, and it was an act of selfishness. Then it certainly wasn't one-sided, Auren.
What? What are you saying?
I'm saying that you are my own good, and for you, I gave you a choice, but you chose him. And then she doesn't really give him an answer, and it's just kind of like a sad ending, but he's still trying.
Yeah, and he admitted a lot there.
Yeah.
And also kind of just about how her aura was like a beacon that flared across the barrens, so he could kind of getting that view from him on how that moment was for him in the really first book. Yeah. And it's this, they also...
Because we do get the auras thing in like the library scene too.
Yes.
where she sees his aura, he sees hers.
Yeah, which I think is obviously like a fae thing.
Yeah.
I do like that they also have it so that when they go back to the room and they end up sitting up on the balcony together, and they kind of talk about how crazy it is that they might be the last two fae in the world, and somehow like their paths crossed where that happened.
This was, I don't know if another book character couples for me supersedes their, what do you call it, chemistry.
No, I think they
like
really...
this scene really solidified it for me, where I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I think they're probably like, yeah, my top book couple.
Like, I believe it. Like, this, they do feel like magnets in this scene, this kiss scene when they're on the balcony. And it's, like, I love when she's like, things are weird between them, but she says, do you want to stay and eat with me? And she's like nervous, and she's like, I don't know if I should be asking. And she's like, oh no, never mind. But then he like stays and eats with her. It's like super cute, and it's just like, it's one of those scenes that I think in other books can get a bit like, you could see another world where these characters just become like very sexualized, and how it becomes very like, but it doesn't feel like this in this scene, even though it does become very like sexually charged. It also feels very magnetic in a different way,
almost like natural
chemistry,
or supernatural chemistry. I do like they also have like a really good banter together. I think this one was part, I don't know, but I just liked it because it's just, I have like his eyes dance. You mean when you were checking me out? My face immediately grows hot, my mouth pops open. I was not checking you out. His white teeth gleam in the night. Little liar. Which I do like because she was checking his ass out in one of the things and does talk about it.
Yeah.
But I do, they do feel very, very just natural together, and I think that just gets better. Just love him so much.
And this kiss. So he says, I'm glad you're choosing you. And she says, you are? And he says, because I'm choosing you too.
Like anyone say that to me.
And Raven Kennedy's descriptions in these are so good.
Yes.
She says, we kiss like two stars colliding, our heat flaring with a threat to burn, while the cold world around us fades in our light. We kiss like we need to taste, like we need the taste of one another, or we'll never be able to emerge from the dark. And obviously that's just like one little excerpt, but it's like a big description that I usually, when there's like long big descriptions of like scenes like these, sometimes I can get annoyed.
No, but
I don't.
Same.
I'm like, more.
Yeah, but keep describing this to me.
Like,
sounds amazing.
It's like better than some sex scenes in other books. Just this kiss scene.
Yeah.
It was a lot of build up, but then also like you're left like, oh my god.
You guys should probably do that again.
Can you guys? Yeah. You should try that again. I don't know.
It seemed like it was going really well.
I think the thing in that scene too, where she was having a hard time between Ravager and Slade.
Right. Yes.
And so he got into, or he was already in his Ravager form. So that was one of the reasons why he wanted to kiss her, was to go like, I'm the same person. This is still me.
He brought her up as Rip.
Yeah.
And then, changed to Ravager.
And then she realizes, no, it's him.
Yeah.
Right? And so when he's leaving, she's like, good night, Slade. And he sort of doesn't say anything, but has a reaction to it. She can see it in him.
Yeah, that's like the first time that she refers to him.
Yeah.
As that.
Which is not Rip and not King Ravager, but himself, which is Slade.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to mention, we don't really talk about the saddles.
Oh.
But there is, so she does go and visit Rissa, and she sees that, I believe she's talking to Polly. Polly has some sort of like petals, and she realizes the saddles are taking some sort of drug. It's called dew. It makes you feel super horny. Mm-hmm. And she sees that like Midas's saddles are kind of getting into it, but then she sees like King Falk's old saddles. They don't look too good.
They've been into it for a long time.
Yeah, she's like, guys, I don't really think you should be doing this.
You're gonna turn into that. You're gonna turn into a zombie.
Yeah. Then she talks to Rissa more about getting her gold, and then both trying to plan to escape. And Rissa's not taking the drugs. Like, she's like, no, why would I do that? But Polly's become very into it, makes a point of saying that King Midas gave it to her.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. And Midas, obviously he didn't have that drug in Highbell, but now that he has controlled the castle, he's keeping that stash going, which is another form of control, right?
Yeah, like, I'll just keep you drugged up and you'll listen to me more, pretty much.
But we do get some hope that those two are planning the escape.
Yes, that they are both kind of trying, and we do, which we have here, find out that Midas says that Digby is alive and he's in the castle. And is kind of holding that over Auren's head, being like, you need to listen. Like, so now he found something that he's like, I can control you with this, threatening this. Yeah. Because I know this is important to you, so you need to listen to me.
And she's not sure if he's lying, but there's something in his eyes that makes her believe it. Yeah. At least to, like, a certain extent.
I also just want to reference the one funny scene with Lou when Auren's sneaking out.
Oh, and then she gets, like, her ribbons get caught.
Yeah, as she's trying to get over the balcony, and she's kind
like
of just hanging.
Marionette kind of thing.
She's like, oh, hey, Lou. I say with a ridiculous wave, what are you doing? She arches a black brow at me as I swing back and forth. I think the more entertaining question is, what are you doing? Nothing. Her lips twitch. Uh-huh. Did you need help, Gildilocks? Nope, I got it handled. Don't try to catch me or anything, okay? A snort escapes her. Wasn't going to. I want to enjoy watching you fall on your ass. Thanks, I say dryly. I was like, that was just a super funny moment.
So cute.
Right?
So the questions that I have are, who is fake Rip?
Right?
What is Drollard Village?
Mm-hmm.
Digby taken?
Digby possibly alive.
Who is this hooded man that's gonna kill Malina?
Oh, and we didn't even touch on Malina.
Well, she got kicked out. She made some efforts to try and overtake the castle and get the favor of the people, and it didn't work.
I don't think she's kicked out yet.
Sorry. She is trying to take over the castle, and she has denied Midas's bastard child.
I think she finds out about it. I don't know if she...
No, because that's why the hooded man goes after Malina, right. Is because she says, no, I'm not going to pretend that that baby is mine.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, you're dead.
Congrats, Malina, on your saddle again. Oh. Because he seems to actually really like you.
Yeah, Gio seems nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she starts to paint Highbell, but she does find out Auren's alive and is pissed. But things are kind of falling apart for her over there.
Yeah.
And I just want to read one quote that I enjoyed from Malina in honor of my Queen Malina drink. She says, you want to know what's wrong? Every prick who ever prodded a maiden and stole her virtue, every bastard who was ever born to taint bloodlines, every man who rose up standing on the bellies of women. I just liked that. Really just wanted to shout out a quote to Malina.
She says a lot of the same shit that Auren says. It's just she's like way more unlikable.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because she's coming from a place of privilege and like some entitlement and like right, like there's some unsavory traits that she has.
Yes.
But some of her messaging is like, yeah, Malina, like you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also really like for women, no matter like your social standing, all women have experienced that in some type of way.
Like no matter what status you have, you're going to experience some of the oppression of being a woman. It's just the problem is like people with like Malina is that you also have to accept that like your oppression as a woman is not the same as one of the Saddles or like someone else. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm a woman and men blah blah blah, but we're not the same. You know what I mean? Like I still look down upon you. It's like, well, that doesn't
She has a lot of lessons to learn.
She does. Yeah. Okay,
I liked that. So Queen Malina. Casting call. Gleam.
Gleam edition. So the people that we're choosing to cast in this episode are some of the Saddles. So we're going to do Mist and Risa, or as Jamie would say, Rissa.
Mm-hmm.
Polly, And we have tacked on Queen Malina, and because she is our special drink today, we're gonna do her later, but we decided, no, we're gonna switch her to today. So let's get into those ladies. Ladies of the night.
Okay.
No, sorry. Yeah. Okay, I have Mist first on the list. This is just random, but...
Okay. A young No, you know what? I was gonna say young Angelina, but then I like by the Lily Rose Depp.
Oh, okay. Yep. You know who I would like Angelina Jolie to play? It's maybe more of an Auren.
Ooh! Oh my god, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually love her for that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, she would be such a good Auren. Yeah, okay. Who's your Mist?
My Mist is Christina Ricci.
Ooh. Yeah.
Probably like a younger Christina Ricci, but you know what I mean.
Looking great.
She does.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Okay. Because Mist we didn't talk about Mist within the episode. I don't know how important she is for me. She's angry and she wants her place, right? She's like
angry
anyone,
and she's pregnant.
She's pregnant. She was already angry before, but she's carrying Midas's baby, and he
has her totally brainwashed. I could probably do 30 minutes on her, to be honest, even though she is a really big like side character.
We understand you, Mist. We know where you're coming from, I think.
Yeah.
But the girl's angry and she's pregnant.
Yes.
Okay, let's do Risa.
So, young Kate Hudson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
My other choice was Chloe Grace Moretz, but I picture her as a Kate Hudson.
Yeah, no, I think that's a way better choice for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, because she's like super charismatic.
I just feel like, that's who I pretty much pictured her as.
Okay, I always pictured her as Juno Temple.
Oh my god, this is the one you were talking about.
And I know she was my Ianthe. But I always keep, Juno Temple has range, okay?
No, you know what? She's
a great actress, and I just keep picturing her.
Yeah.
That's why I pictured reading the book, so I just had to stick with it, even if it is a little bit not on point. It's on point for me.
That's fair.
Polly? Polly's mean. Polly's a meanie.
She is.
She's real mean.
Yeah. So I have, and I don't, just like, I feel like she could probably do it. She's played really, like, nice characters, though, but I would like to see her do this. Isabella Merced. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right. She was actually Dora the Explorer in the movie, but I've seen her in other stuff. She's in, like, Madame Web. She's kind of mean in, what was it, Instant Family. I don't know.
Do you have
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's my Polly.
Hola, my name's Dora. This is my best friend Boots.
Backpack. Okay.
I read Dora the Explorer books to my children, so I have some of that commentary stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So my Polly is Joey King.
Yeah. I watched Joey King last night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like her, and I feel like she could do mean good.
Yeah, she absolutely could.
Yeah, she could fuck Auren up with her.
And she's really good at being annoying, I think.
Yeah.
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 Because the movie I watched last night, I'm like, God, you're being so annoying right now, but like that's what you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, I'm so annoyed with you. Yeah, she would. Yeah, that would be good for her.
And finally, Queen
Malina.
Do you want to go first? Or...
Yeah, I'll go first. Evan Rachel Wood.
Oh, yes. I love her so much.
Right? She's great.
I love her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She would do that really, really well. That makes me excited because I would actually want to see that.
Right?
I would want to see her tell off Charlie Hunnam for sure.
That's right. She'd be good at it.
Yeah. She would be so good at that.
Yeah. I win.
You might win. I feel like mine is really good too.
Oh, who's yours?
Mine is Anna Taylor-Joy. Or Anna Taylor-Joy.
That's also a very good one.
Okay.
She would also be very good at that.
I feel
like I like Evan Rachel Wood better though.
If we're talking about like cinematic adaptations, just seeing Queen Malina on screen, I think would be so good.
Yeah. Another role I also feel like could go to Tilda Swinton.
Well, of course.
Because she can play anything.
Totally. You got it, Tilda. You win.
Everyone's Tilda.
Yeah. Tilda could be Geo.
Oh.
Tilda could be Geo.
Yeah.
She could be Mist.
Oh, are we casting Geo?
I didn't put him down, but I mean, you could. I didn't have anyone for him. That's the
Okay.
only thing. He was a redhead.
Yeah, I have him as a redhead.
Do you have someone for him? I don't have anyone for him.
Dominic something. No, his name's not Dominic. I'm lying. It's your name. Callum Turner.
You mean Rupert Grint?
And Rupert Grint.
Just name all the redhead actors, you know?
Yes. Okay, I think he's actually dating Dua Lipa.
Oh. Okay, but that is a...
Right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I think like he's great. Little Bo. And so he was in Fantastic Beasts movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Newt's brother.
Yeah. No, I know him.
Oh, okay.
I know him.
Okay.
I know. I know his face.
That's my GL.
Okay. Agree.
Okay.
Rachel or Anna, take your Geo, because MVP. Okay, I'm gonna go with Natia
That's a great one.
because she was a really critical piece here.
Yeah.
And she kind of shook Auren out of her, I'm just gonna like stay still and do nothing and just like, I'm gonna do this until I die. And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like Alice, right? Reminds me a little bit of Alice with Feyre, where, okay, your approach is a little abrupt and a little aggressive, but like you need a lady to go like, hey,
But sometimes, yeah, you need that.
listen up, lady. Listen
Snap
up.
out of it.
Listen up. You get yourself together. You do what you need to do, and
You
figure
get
it
the
out.
fuck out of here.
You get the fuck on that boat. You get your coins. You
That's
take
right.
it.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, and yeah.
So I really second that.
Okay.
But my other MVP is Rissa. Just like doesn't have like a huge part in this, but I think just number one, great job at saying no to drugs.
She went to her what's that program called? It's the like program that used to be in high schools.
Say no to drugs.
No, it's like an acronym, like letters.
Oh, something with a D, isn't it?
DARE.
Dare, yes.
She
right.
did her DARE program.
Yes, she did.
She finished her DARE program at school, and so she knew. That's why she knew.
That's right. Just, but also her, I think, letting Auren in a bit.
For sure.
Like, I think a lot of it obviously is like selfish reasons, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think her just still being so alone in the situation that she is in and still be like, no, I'm taking control and gonna get out of this, even though she's maybe threatening Auren a little bit. But still doing that, but also still kind of, I think her and Auren have some like good moments, and it's just like their like secret teamwork they're doing together. And
Well, she's a little bit more open-minded, you realize, because with the other saddles, they're just like, I want Midas's favor, and they're just like, I'm gonna take the do, and they just, whereas like you see that Risa is seeing things a little bit more nuanced, and so even though like Auren is not her favorite person, I imagine she's able to see a little bit more.
Yeah, and you can see her kind of starting to like her a little bit, even if she doesn't want to admit it.
That's what we hope.
Yeah, and she's kind of doing like what the lady said. If I already forgot her name, like taking what that little coin you can get and hiding it so that you can go off and have like a better life for yourself.
True.
Okay, that's it. That's
Love
all.
those. Okay, next time we're getting into part 2. We're gonna finish up Gleam, and just so you know, the ending of this book, the second half of this book is my favorite.
Yeah, it's
really great.
Yeah,
It's really great. I like it. It's sad. It's happy. It's lots, and it's horny. It's lots of things.
Yep. Can't wait.
Okay, toodaloo.
Bye.